Welcome to another Sunday WAY ABC4 Community Forum, where we talk to community leaders and local success stories to discuss important information that affects all of us here in Southern West Virginia. I'm your host, Kayvon Izami. Today we are joined by two distinguished guests, Kelly Elkins and Kelly Gano from the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition joins us this morning. We're going to start things off here with Kelly Elkins, who is the Youth SAD Coordinator. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. So let's start off. What is SAD?
Well, the acronym for SAD is Students Against Destructive Decisions. Years ago, it was Students Against Drunk Driving. And me, when I was a high school student, that's what SAD was. But this day and age, it's kind of changed a little bit because, our youth and our young people, there's social media, there's, there's other things just, other than drunk driving that we consider a destructive decision. Healthy relationships, maybe being involved in a relationship where there's physical abuse or mental abuse or emotional abuse, substance use disorder, the smoking, vaping. We felt that destructive decisions is a larger umbrella to cover, all of the barriers that our youth are facing today. So we are a student-led group that falls underneath the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition, and our students are out there doing things in the community like talking to youth, their peers, because a lot of times young people don't want to hear from us old people telling us, don't do this, don't do that, No, they're going to receive it more when it's from their peers. So they do community events and they talk to students about the dangers of smoking and vaping and drinking and substance use disorder, mental health. And that's where, it's okay to not be okay. And youth and bullying, it's become such a larger issue, with social media, that these young people, back in my day, we left school, we came home, the bullying stopped. There was no bullying when you were at home. But now it's expanded, and our youth are being bullied on social media, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of the social media sites. There's some type of bullying, and when it comes to our youth, that's tough. That's tough on them, and that's really hard on their mental health. They start feeling really bad about themselves, and then maybe there's self-harm or thoughts of suicide. So our youth come together to kind of educate other youth about these destructive decisions and how to go about it in a proactive way to educate their peers, and it keeps on expanding.
It's such an important topic. What kind of community events do you guys participate in?
We team up with the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition. We team up with the Raleigh County Family Support Center, and we do events like Chili Night, back to school events, and we're giving out information and literature regarding all these destructive decisions that our youth may face during their time of being a younger person. And we kind of take it upon ourselves to help strengthen our youth to make better adults, to contribute to society, to be a part of their community, to help others in need. We are very, big into prevention. We don't even want you to start. We don't want you to start the vaping because we know scientifically what the dangers of smoking have done through the years. With vaping, we don't know that information right now. It's still too new for us to know, well, this is what's going to happen to you. So our SAD students will set up displays, and they'll let you see what a healthy lung looks like and what a lung of someone who has been a smoker, and just to educate them, let's not start. You know, they have these goggles that they have at these community events, and they're kind of like, they simulate someone who might be under the influence of alcohol. So they know, you know, you can see by wearing these glasses what it's like, where your depth perception's off, where you're unable to navigate. So we've made obstacle courses for young people to walk through and attempt to try to navigate through, to help them, you know, understand that, you know, this is what happens to your body when you're drinking alcohol. They give out information when it comes to bullying and cyberbullying and how to stop those situations and take those who may be bullied in their schools, take them under their wing, you know, because there is strength in numbers when it comes to, you know, when there's a bully in school, and how to go about talking to your teachers, you know, and talking to your family that this is something that's happening to you. Healthy relationships. I've worked alongside Away, which is formerly known as the Women's Resource Center, and they've given me information on healthy relationships and, you know, consent and things of that nature. And sometimes our SAD students will be at colleges and they're talking to them about healthy relationships, safe sex, you know, all those topics that, you know, sometimes as a parent that we feel very uncomfortable with having those conversations with. You know, they're talking to their peers about that. And so it's been, the community has worked wonders with our SAD group, and we've teamed up with the Beckley Rotary Club, and we do events and education for their Interact group, which is a young group of Rotarians in the community. And my daughter Haley, who is a SAD member, she talked to them about the dangers of smoking and vaping, and we had a wonderful group of young people who were very interested in knowing. And it's also great for parents to be able to take their kids to some of our events and let the kids talk to the kids, because they use language that we're not using and that are oblivious to us as parents and those who are, I guess, Gen Xers, you know, we're not talking the language of Gen Z. So anytime we're able to be out in the community, we're definitely doing that.
That's great. Now how old can your members be to participate?
For my group, we are 12 to 17-year-olds, and which is your middle school and your high school students. Now, we don't have a group that meets in a school, but I will talk to you later. You know, we meet outside, not during school time. You know, this is strictly a volunteer, you know, they come after their, you know, their sports, their football, their band, you know, their basketball or whatever extracurricular activities they're involved in the school. We have our meetings afterwards. Okay.
And then if you want to get involved, how does the youth get involved in this?
All you have to do, if you're on social media like Facebook or Instagram, just search the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition or the Raleigh County Students Against Destructive Decisions, or Raleigh County SAD. And you're going to pull that information, click that message button. You're interested in coming to our meetings. We meet once a month, and we meet at St. Stephen's Episcopal Church, which is at 200 Virginia Street in Beckley, West Virginia, from 5 to 6 p.m. And then our youth will do some type of service project. That project can be, this month they're gathering scarves, toboggans, warm outer gear for those who may be in need for, maybe for the warming center that we have in Uptown Beckley during our winter months, or the the emergency housing shelter that we have in Beckley. So each month they're doing a service project. They're filling blessing boxes. They're gathering items, blue jeans for teens. They gathered blue jeans, Halloween costumes for kids that may not have it. So they're doing a service project in the community, not with their outreach, and we have our monthly meetings. And some of our outreach, we're doing sidewalk chalk. We're going out and doing positive affirmations with sidewalk chalk. We did that last Monday because our church, St. Stephen's Episcopal, they have monthly NA and AA meetings. So the youth knew that there was a meeting on that Monday night. So they got their sidewalk chalk and they were doing the positive affirmations for those who might be passing by to let people know that there's hope.
Now I can tell you're very passionate about this, which is awesome. How did you get inspired to be a SAD coordinator?
Well, it all started when I started working at Appalachian Regional Healthcare, and we have our community health needs assessments, and those assessments tell us what the needs are in the community. And reaching out to the youth was one of those needs that needed to be addressed. So I've been very supported by the organization I work for to get involved. And then, they teamed up with the person before me who was the SAD coordinator, teamed up with the coalition when it was, and all about prevention. So I got to come in and I get to, just have fun with our youth, because this time, as a parent, this time is fleeting, and we want to instill good values and encourage our young people to make good decisions.
What do you see as the future with SAD?
I would love to see SAD in, in our schools, each school having a SAD chapter. Now, some do have those chapters in Raleigh County, but not all of them. And, being one person, I meet outside, but this would give a wonderful opportunity for a club to be inside each of the schools, just like they have the drama club or the theater club, and all of those different clubs, to have a SAD group in each of those, having SAD in our local colleges for our, those who have maybe aged out of being in, in middle school or high school SAD, to give them an opportunity to influence our younger people.
Awesome. Well, Kelly, you did an outstanding job here today, shining a light on some very important issues with our youth. Again, this is Kelly Elkins, Youth SAD Coordinator. You can reach out through email, raleighprevention@gmail.com. You can also find them on Facebook, Raleigh County Prevention Coalition. Kelly, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I've had a wonderful time.
Awesome. Welcome back to another Sunday WOY ABC4 Community Forum, where we talk to community leaders and local success stories to discuss important information that affects all of us here in Southern West Virginia. I'm your host, Kayvon Izami, and today we are joined by two distinguished guests, Kelly Elkins and Kelly Gano from the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition. Joined us this morning. We spoke with Kelly Elkins earlier, the Youth SAD Coordinator. We are now joined by Kelly Gano, Executive Director of the Raleigh County Family Support Center. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. These are some very big, important topics. So let's start off with what is a little introduction of what exactly the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition is that people might need to know.
So a coalition in general is just an alliance of people who come together, who have a same goal or passion. So in this case, prevention, preventing youth from participating in any substance use, whether it be vaping, marijuana, alcohol, or misuse of prescription drugs. So back in 2016, the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition, there was a whole group of people who really saw a need to engage youth in their community to keep them busy and prevent them from engaging in substance use.
Awesome. Now, can you provide an overview of the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition's mission and some goals in addressing substance abuse?
Yeah, so the mission of the coalition is to facilitate community partnerships and increase capacity for substance use prevention education, increase wellness through implementation of research-based programs, environmental strategies, community outreach to promote safe and drug-free lifestyles. So a couple of things that we have done to kind of align with that. This year for International Overdose Awareness Day, we did a mural down in Beckley, right off the trail. It was a butterfly. We hired a local artist who had previously been in active addiction, and he painted it. He was really passionate about it. It's a butterfly to signify like a sense of hope that you're not alone, and there is recovery. Our SAP coordinator is responsible for like delivering BOTFIN life skills in the local schools to the 5th graders. We do Narcan distribution, connect people to resources. We do all kinds of things. It really just depends on what the need is.
Yeah, that's incredible, and stuff like just a little painting like that can go a long way for a lot of people, so that's very cool. How does your organization collaborate with the community to raise awareness about substance abuse? So
the strategic framework of a coalition is to engage different sectors of the community so that there's the whole picture of a community. And so the Raleigh County Prevention Coalition has just participated in the National Coalition Academy, which we'll get into in a little bit. And part of that is making sure that all 12 sectors are engaged in coalition work. And so that is youth, parents, local businesses, the media, the schools, law enforcement, religious organizations, any volunteers, civic organizations, healthcare professionals, and your state and local agencies.
All right, and can you share some specific programs or initiatives that the coalition has implemented when it comes to tackling substance abuse? Sure.
So BOTFIN Life Skills is a popular one, and so it is a evidence-based curriculum. They have it in different levels. So they have an elementary level, and a middle school level, and a high school level. Currently, we're working with the 5th graders, and so the BOTFIN Life Skills is the life skills that they teach are like enhancing the self-esteem, teaching them coping skills, teaching them strategies to engage in that peer pressure kind of relationship in schools to help them have the self-esteem and the skills to say no. A lot of that is like, oh, my friend is doing it, so like me too. So it really helps our 5th graders before they go into middle school and high school to have an individual, is this what I want for my life? Is this what I want for my body? And give them the skills to say no. Another one that the environmental strategies, we're really looking for to put art. We did that International Overdose Awareness. We have engaged one of the middle schools in Raleigh County to do a bathroom project. So, a lot of the young girls in middle school, they go to the bathroom, they're doing their makeup, they're doing their hair. They really go there to get some self-esteem. They have the mirrors. So we've teamed up with the middle school to go in and paint bright colors, positive affirmations, things to build them up so they're not leaving the bathroom feeling any sort of way, and they can engage with their peers positively. We have Narcan distribution. We were actually the lead for this year's Save a Life Day. International Overdose Awareness. We actually have Raleigh County's first resource vending machine en route to Raleigh County currently. In that it's a picture of vending machine that you get snacks and stuff out of, except you can get safe sex kits, or you can get Narcan, or you can get hygiene kits or shower kits or resource information. So it's an outside machine. People would type in a code, get what they need. Certain aspects of that machine, you can get an individual specific code to access certain things. And so it's a 24-hour-a-day thing. You don't need to call somebody. You can just do that. It's anonymous. So we're working on all kinds of different strategies with the people we have.
I feel like with kids these days, such a big part is just getting involved, like knowing what they need to do and when they need to do it. How can people get involved if they want to?
So there's all kinds of different ways. Like I said, there's a 12-sector collaboration, and so they can email us. We have monthly meetings, so third Thursday, we have those via Zoom. And that's where we kind of do some of our planning. So if there's a certain project that somebody is interested in, that's where they can find out more information about that project. That's where they can find out information of just the things that we have accomplished. They can reach out to us on Facebook, and they can join our email listserv if they just email us at raleighprevention@gmail.com. Then we can include them, and so they can get all the emails of the different things that we're involved in and where we need help.
Yeah, and just to repeat that, for those that want to email, it's raleighprevention@gmail.com, and you can go Facebook and Instagram, Raleigh County Prevention Coalition. Very important there. When it comes to further promoting substance abuse prevention in the community, what are some things that you guys are doing?
So one of the things that one of the agencies we work with is CADCA. So Coalition for Anti-Drug Coalitions of America. And so they're national, and they provide technical assistance to coalitions all over. And so the federal government has discovered that communities know their community better than everybody. So they have tasked CADCA with providing different coalitions with the skills they need and the resources they need to kind of do that community level change. So one of those strategies they use is the National Coalition Academy. It's a very intense program. So a couple of us have spent 2023 participating in that. So it's 3 weeks of a classwork, of being in a classroom, training, very intense work. But you get to experience the work of other coalitions across the state and what they're doing and kind of how they're working through things. But they work through the strategic prevention framework. Mm-hmm. And so the SPIF flower, if you will. You can't talk about prevention.
A little easier to say that way.
Yeah, SPIF flower. And there's a running joke that you can't have a prevention training without the SPIF flower. So through that, you come up with your community needs assessment of what the needs are, where they are. There's a lot that goes into that. It's a very intense to come up with your community assessment, because then you come out of that and you come up with your strategies, what the problem is, and you really have to get down to the data of this is what the issue is, this is how we can tackle that. Because it's easy to say we have a substance use problem, but how do you know that? How do you know that in Beckley, West Virginia, there's a substance use problem with youth? And so coming up with the data, getting people to participate in that, getting people to be honest with that is a challenge. And so we've all worked through that together. Our SAD group, they really were leaders in their community and going out and getting other youth to participate in surveys, doing a youth focus group. Super impressed with the group of teenagers Kelly Oakins has. It's hard to stand up in front of your peers and say, no, this is not good for you, and we want better for you, and we're going to lead you to change. So the whole coalition participated through the academy in different aspects, and that's the neat thing about the coalition is there's a place for everybody. I preach synergy all the time. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So even if there's 10 of us and only 9 people can participate in the thing, you still weren't 100%. 90% is good, and you'll do 90% of the work, but you're not as effective as if you had all 10 people. So no matter what you can play in the coalition, there's a place for you. And so working through the National Coalition Academy was a very synergetic experience, and I loved being able to this is your strengths, this is where you can help with this. And so in January, the coalition gets to walk across the stage and graduate from the National Coalition Academy,
Wow.
which provides us with national certification as a coalition.
That is incredible. That's just, you can tell. I asked Kelly Elkins this as well. You both are so passionate about this. It's remarkable, and it's important when you're working in topics like this to be passionate, because it's hard. It's like a really, really hard thing to deal with for everybody. How did you get involved?
So growing up, I was living with my grandmother, and I entered the foster care system as a teenage youth, and I had actually was using substances in the back of the music class in my high school. So I had entered foster care, aged out of foster care, went to school for free, and was determined that I was going to work in foster care for the rest of my life. So I did that for 8 years, and there was just a shift in coming to the prevention side. And once I got here, it just makes sense. I see all the pieces that had fallen for me. I ran track in school, and that was a big motivator for me. It kept me busy. I got all my frustrations out. There's nothing like running a 100 dash and feeling better about it.
That is incredible, just being able to have that perspective. So thank you so much for coming. You guys have been awesome. Again, you can reach out on email, raleighprevention@gmail.com, and Facebook and Instagram. Go ahead and type in Raleigh County Prevention Coalition. This was Kelly Gano, Executive Director, Raleigh County Family Support Center. Thank you so much for joining us on this community forum.